Let's talk about David Hoffman, who is the Inspector General, who's been very critical of the mayor on several levels. He wants to run for the United States Senate. Some people are surprised by his candidacy, and also, what is he going to run on?
Well, he has a fine record as a corruption fighter, and that's going to be the mainstay of his campaign. He's going to run in very much the same way as Jim Thompson first ran for governor when he was a federal prosecutor here and prosecuted corruption. And Hoffman will do the same thing, and it will be a good fit considering that corruption itself is going to be a major issue in next year's elections. But he has some problems, too. He has no name recognition, which means he's going to have to raise an awful lot of money in a big state like Illinois to get himself known. And where is a reformer going to get that kind of money? This is a pay-to-play state, Joel, where everybody genuflects to pay to play. And it's very hard for an outsider corruption fighter to get the money he needs for an effective campaign. It reminds me, Dick Daley used to say, people like Hoffman are troublemakers, meaning they're too serious about reform. You're supposed to talk about it, but you're not supposed to be serious about it.
What about the press? The press has a role in this. Is he the people who, for instance, who've announced, is he had a good shot of getting newspaper endorsements?
I think so. He's kind of a prototype media darling kind of guy. You know, he's well educated. He's a crime fighter. He was, going around the state on the Quinn's, ethics commission this summer. Was a federal prosecutor.
Good hair.
He's got good hair.
And I think he understands that he has to really build up that image, right? Hasn't he hired a marketing public relations firm, David Axelrod's firm?
David Axelrod's old firm, so he's going to the right place to get advice. I have to say, Joel, that when I first thought about David Hoffman's candidacy, the first thing that occurred to me is this may be a case of good candidate, wrong race. I think he'd be better off running for governor than he would be for running for the Senate. You get elected to the Senate.
I mean, it's not an exceptionally strong field that's announced for the U.S. Senate.
For the U.S. Senate? Well,
no.
Giannoulias has money and name recognition.
He's got a lot of money, but he hasn't accomplished all that much. He's a young man. Cheryl Jackson has not accomplished a lot either. She's not that well known. So
this is sounding to me like maybe Mark Kirk, the Republican, is the favorite.
He might be.
See, I don't consider Pat Quinn and Dan Hines to be all that strong. I think both of them are beatable. And the point I'm trying to make is that Dave Hoffman's record on fighting corruption is a better fit with what's going on in Springfield now than it would be in Washington.
Bob, obviously he didn't listen to you.
In Washington, you're one of 100 senators. It would take years to have any impact on reform. If you're governor, you can start doing it right away.
I wanted to say that Pat Quinn would agree with you because Quinn has had nothing but problems in getting some of his reform legislation through.